please join me. I hear some beeps coming in there. If you please remember to mute yourselves, please, if you would. Okay, what we're talking about here this evening is obviously the Helo, which is the Health and Safety Oracle, and it's been brought to you by World Global Network in association with Toshiba, with the Apple Light processor, which you'll hear me speak a lot about during the course of our meeting. Just to give those a background on Toshiba that don't know too much about them, they're a company that's been in existence since 1875, which means they're 141 years old. They have a global network of over 740 companies with 204,000 employees worldwide. Their annual sales last year surpassed 6.3 trillion yen. That equates to $68 billion. They're now partnered with us, which is World Global Network, and we're set to surpass all expectations this year within the digital world of wearable device. And of course, I'm speaking about the Helo. Most of you that's experienced, those leaders that's on the call here tonight, we know that this is the next billion-dollar product, and we're expecting that to happen inside of the next 12 months. It's okay, just my phone gone off there in the background, so you'll have to forgive me on that. Also, it's one thing been partnered with Toshiba, but we're also partners with one of the biggest production companies in the world, a company called Quality that has 10 years experience in the development of mobile chips and mobile accessories, to say the least. Not only have they actually become our producer, but they have actually contributed 200 million to the purse of Global GN. So they bought into the company, and they have the capability of producing 3 million Helos per month. I'll say that again, 3 million units of the Helo per month, and 1 million of the mobile phone, which you'll hear me speak about very, very soon. That is absolutely phenomenal, but that goes to show you the predicted growth of what's going to happen with the Helo in the next coming months to the year. Also very, very proud of the fact that we have 14 offices all over the world: Singapore, India, China, Russia, Ireland, Dubai, Tunisia, Brazil, Turkey, Thailand, Vietnam, Korea, Colombia, and Paraguay. And we have just recently opened our headquarters in Miami in the USA. Some great things coming out of there, and some fantastic news and announcements coming very soon, which of course I'll keep you all posted on. We're a publicly traded company. Our stock symbol for those who want to invest is WRMT. I can tell you that 3 months ago, when we launched this product, our share price was 18 cents. As of Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, it was $15.40. Just before I came on the call this evening, we checked it out. It has now gone over $23. This is unheard of. Anybody who has any knowledge of investing in shares knows this never happens. If you saw that happen with a share over the course, unless something, a crash in the marketplace or something, you could expect that longevity in it over the course of maybe 12 months. 12 months. This has increased over 40 times in the last 3 months. This says a lot about the product that we have. There's no question about it. We're in the right place at the right time. It's all about this man, folks. It's about Fabio Galdi. Fabio Galdi left Apple and decided to come and set up his own company. He, believe it or not, in 1994, he set up the first internet service provider in Italy. He was the largest, he was the 5th largest in Europe. But amazingly, in 2002, he produced the very, very first touchscreen LCD PC. There's about 3% of people in the marketplace using that facility today. This is 14 years later. This guy produced this 14 years ago when PCs was hardly heard of, never mind this facilities. In 2005, and we're all very familiar with Skype, and of course we are, because we just use it every day of the week, but we don't actually stop to think, how has this come about? Well, the actual fact of the matter, it's referred to as VoIP, which is Voice over Internet Protocol. And he was the person that introduced this, the very first use of VoIP into the residential marketplace. And of course, this guy is a genius. You're going to hear me speak a lot more about him through the course of our presentation, because there's a lot of good things to come, and I mean a lot. We're talking about the Helo. If you look to the right of your screen, you can see it does your blood pressure, your heart rate, an ECG, oxygen of the blood, temperature of the blood, sleep quality, breath rate, emotions, fatigue, stress, calories, steps, remote monitoring, and also Guardian SOS, which I will speak independently on in the next couple of slides. Very near future, we're going to have blood sugar levels. I can tell you, folks, I have an announcement to make. For those of you who are on the call on Wednesday night, stay tuned. Get your pens out, get the paper there. Don't miss this. It's after being announced, but just in case you haven't heard it, I'm going to cover it in the next couple of slides. Folks, another thing you're going to be able to do is to measure your alcohol levels. If you're out last night in the town, worried about driving tomorrow, you'll be able to check your alcohol levels from your app before you get into your car to drive. Oxygen levels, temperature. So if you think that you're running a temperature or a fever that maybe you're not even aware of, this app eventually will be able to tell you, watch out for the signs. A mosquito shield. This is just unquestionably beyond comprehension. The fact that you could wear this device and keep those nasty blood-sucking mosquitoes away from you. Absolutely. And again, it will be a frequency it emits. So when you're going to another country, a foreign country, you won't have to get your creams and your sprays to keep them away. We'll be able to do that with the use of our Helo. Not only have all those features I mentioned, but it also has Helo stones, and they are magnetic stones. They're mineral and magnetic therapy is what it's referred to as. They're Himalayan salt and germanium. Some people get confused with germanium and geranium. Geranium's a flower, obviously, but germanium, it helps to increase the blood circulation by up to 300%. We all know people that has cold feet and cold hands. Well, that's usually a result of poor circulation. This also raises the oxygen levels, removes harmful toxins, relieves joint and muscle pain, and promotes a better quality of sleep, which is most important for most of us. If you get a good night's sleep, you know you feel better the next day and you can perform better the next day. Next, coming up, I want to show you is the thermal image of what actually happens after you start to wear the bracelet. You will notice that after about 6 minutes, you will feel the heat coming over your body. And of course, that's the increase of the circulation of your blood. After 6 minutes, you can see in the center slide, it's after 10 minutes. And then of course, after 13 minutes, you can see that you have the full circulation in your hand. And it's clearly visible, as I said, from the 6 minutes to the 13 minutes, which is absolutely phenomenal. The one thing we encourage you when you do get your Helo is to take it down to the doctor, do a reading on it, which we've done here. As you can see, just to check out the accuracy, how accurate is it? Now, let me say this, folks, and I have to make sure that you understand. This is not a medical device. This is not meant to replace going to your doctor to get your vital signs checked. What it is, it's an indicator. It's referred to as an ambulatory reading. And that's exactly what it is. But if you do look, we do recommend go into your doctor, check it out. You will see on the left-hand side of your screen here, we did the Helo measurement, the blood pressure. Normal is 120 over 80. It was reading 137 over 77. We did the exact same check 2 minutes later using a hospital measurement, and it read 138 over 78. So we're talking about a decimal point in the differences. So this is why we say it's an indicator. Virtually, if they were both taken at the same time, chances are both readings would have been exactly the same. We all know that most of the equipment in hospitals today belongs to Toshiba anyway. So all Toshiba is doing is they're taking the equipment from the hospital, they're taking the technical geniuses of it, if you like, and assigning it to a wristwatch, or in our situation, a wrist bracelet. Here is a copy of the heart rate accuracy, and I mean, this blows me away. You can see there the Helo measurement was done at 345 and the hospital at 344. Again, we're talking 1 decimal point in the difference. So it just shows you what we have is so accurate, it's phenomenal. This was a graph that I did in relation to my own sleeping habit. So from Tuesday, October 4th until Wednesday, November 2nd, you will see from that sleep duration that I got 7 hours and 50 minutes. A month later measured was 7 hours and 45 minutes. But the deep sleep equated for 40 minutes. And a month later, from wearing the actual Helo, I got 1 hour and 54 minutes of deep sleep. Again, I woke up 5 times. But you will see from the graph on the left that my sleep was insufficient, but after a month, my sleep was sufficient. So we went from insufficient to sufficient in a month. Surely that's got to be something that has to be commended by any means. Also, something to mention in relation to the Helo which is phenomenal. You can monitor up to 5 people from anywhere in the world. So it means your mum, your dad, your granny, your uncle, whoever it may be from any part of the world. And the reason for this is that the data is saved in iCloud. So it's the very same thing as saving a phone number in your phone. And wait for it, folks. Not only that, but you can go into the Helo, to the app. You can set the parameters of what the readings are for your loved ones, whether it's their blood pressure, their heart rate, their breath rate. You can set whatever it is right now. And in the event of where it goes outside of those parameters, you will receive a text message that will tell you that your mom or your dad or whoever it is that you have programmed in your phone, that perhaps their readings are outside of what they were set, and you've got notification, so you can make sure your mom or your dad or that person, that loved one, can go and have their vital signs checked out. This is incredible. There is nobody in the world, there is nothing that can offer the service that we have in relation to this. Next up, folks, is the panic button. I personally would have got involved in this business just for the panic button on its own, without all of the other features I've just mentioned to you. The beauty of this is a small little button on the side of the bracelet. When you press twice, it sends an SOS. It sends a message, text message instantly to the appointed guardian. So when you download the app and you're setting it up, you appoint 3 guardians, whether it's your mum, your brother, your sister, your aunt, whoever it may be that you want contacted in the event of an emergency. Not only do you get a text message, they also get an email message. And together with that, they get a Google map pinpointing their exact location. Now, folks, what I'm going to show you next is mind-blowing. It's factual. It's there for you to check it out for yourself. You will see that I have listed the source of where you can check it. So the statements I'm making are actually factual. A child goes missing in Ireland every hour of every day. Let me say that again. A child goes missing in Ireland every hour of every day. A child goes missing in the UK every 5 minutes. That's 250,000 children a year go missing. 450,000 children in the EU go missing. That's 1 every 2 minutes. Now, folks, this isn't brain surgery. I mean, think about it. All they have to do, have the Helo bracelet, press the button. In the event of them in trouble, press the button twice, and instantly help is on the way to them. Not only that, they're not missing anymore because you've got the exact location of where they're going to be from your Google map. As well as that, another benefit, obviously, if you look at the AAP, that's the Old Age Pensioners website, over 90% of pensioners actually state that they would rather be in their own homes. And of course they would. But the good thing you can say is once they're wearing a bracelet, they are not on their own anymore. They have company, and help is just a press of a button away, which is phenomenal. Other benefits to this, and most people don't realize this, is in relation to accidents on the farm. A husband kisses his wife goodbye in the morning and heads out to do his day's work on the farm. Perhaps she's going to work. She's worried about him. He's there. He's on his own. These are statistics here, folks. There was over 16,000 cases reported last year of accidents on the farm. There was 27 fatalities alone in 2015/16. Over the last 5 years, 152 workers died, okay, on farms. And there's your statistics underneath in the website where you can check that out. Now, it's not rocket science. If a farmer has a bracelet on, all they need to do, press the button twice, and lo and behold, help is on the way. They can nominate who they want, whether it's the wife, the son, whoever it may be, a huge advantage. Before I move to the next slide, because I tried to not incorporate too many so that we can reduce the length of this webinar, but I can also add to something in relation to bullying. Bullying is an absolute huge issue in our schools and our playgrounds all over the world today. If a child is wearing one of these bracelets, it's simply somebody's bullying them, press the button twice, say, if you don't leave me alone, I'm going to press this button. They're going to walk away. Another area is domestic violence. I was frightened to see the statistics. In actual fact, I thought it was only women that actually suffered at the hands of men, but unfortunately, 26% of men suffer at the hands of women. So ladies out there, you're all not saints. However, just thought I'd throw that out there. Obviously, again, if whether it's male or female, if they went to reach for a mobile phone in the course of a beating or whatever the abuse was, chances are it would be used as a weapon to beat them over the head with it. Now they can simply press a button and just on their Helo, and help is on the way. So another major added benefit. Folks, you have to pay attention to this slide because we all know Forbes, who they are, They are the ones that monitors the insight of all wearable devices worldwide and does the reports on it. A very, very well reputable company, recognized worldwide for who they are. Again, this is their report that in 2016, there was 123 million pieces of wearable devices was sold. That equated to $14 billion in sales. But if you look underneath it, their prediction for 2020 is there will be 411 million pieces of wearable devices sold, which equates to 34.2 billion. Now, folks, take a deep breath. Just think about it. We have what nobody has. We have something that the world right now is talking about. You know yourself that this has been spoken about by the world media all over Christmas, and to think we are still in beta test only 3 months after launch, and the world media is speaking about us already. Let me ask you, of the 14 billion from this year to 34 billion by 2020, how many devices do you think of our Helo bracelets will be purchased? Leave that to your imagination, but I think you have a fair idea. Look up to the top on the right-hand corner where you'll see Business Insider is one of the most sought-after magazines worldwide when it comes to business. Their predictions at the end of the smartphone era is coming. The next 2 to 3 years, you'll not be using your smartphones anymore. You will be wearing them on your wrist. All of your mobile numbers will be voice recognition, will be programmed into your bracelet, and we hope to facilitate that from our bracelet, exactly what we're wearing here today. We're all familiar with Time magazine, and obviously you've seen the announcement. It says how wearable tech will change your life, whether you like it or not. And this is why we're encouraging you that's fortunate enough to be on this call tonight. And I can say that if you received a message, you received my link to be on this call tonight from somebody other than myself, they obviously have a lot of time for you, because those people that's on this call tonight, I would safely say that within the next 12 to 24 months, that every single person on this call, if they do even the smallest bit of effort, will be millionaires. Now, I'll repeat what I've said. In the next inside of 24 months, every person on this call will be millionaires. That's a broad statement to make, but I will stand corrected in 2 years' time if that's not the situation. That's a very small number when you're talking about $34.2 billion. There is nobody has what we have. You're on this call for a reason. All we need to do is push up them sleeves, get to work. Action makes more fortune than caution. I always ask the question, who's got a job? J-O-B, just over broke, too much month at the end of the money. We can certainly all associate with that. So now is the time for change. As I said, action makes more fortune than cautions. So let's go to work with this. For those of you who think that what we have, somebody else out there can match, well, I like to show people, and this is very important on this slide, because I show exactly every other device that's out there. There is nothing in the industry that can even do a quarter of what we are doing. You have your Fitbit there, you have your Samsung Gear, you have your Microsoft Band, you have the Gear 4 Runner, you have the Fitbit Surf, and you have the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch literally does your heart rate, step counter, and calories, and it does your distance covered. I'll not go into all of them, I don't need to. But as you can see, you're talking 4 or 5 features is all they have, and they're in or around this very same price as ours is, that does 20 something with more to come. So there is no, absolutely, we have no competitors. There's no comparison in the marketplace, and there never will be, because we're an industry creator, which I'll speak more about later on. We all know who Bill Gates is, and he said the secret to success in business is detecting where the world will go and to get there first. Well, you are there. You're on this call here tonight. You are on at the forefront of the biggest revolution that has ever hit this planet. Say it again. You're at the forefront of the biggest revolution to ever hit this planet. If you think the mobile phone was a big revolution, you ain't seen nothing yet. Absolutely nothing yet. It's very important. It's like anything else. A lot of you will know me that's on this call. I have my own internet company, I have a media company. But however, when I was introduced to this, I had to stop and say, okay, what do I want to do with my life? Do I want to work 24/7? Do I want to work from 5 a.m. in the morning till 1 o'clock the next morning, which I've been doing? Or do I want to find an easier way? But of course, the only way to do it is by finding the right business. And until I found the right business, I wasn't prepared to actually work that hard. I have found it. I found it in the company because of Fabio Galdi, who he is, somebody that leaves Apple and decides to go out on his own. A genius is all I can say about him. The products, we are talking about the era of technological products. We're talking about technology. We're talking about trends. The trend of wearing a nice, trendy, wearable band that can do all of this. Imagine doing an ECG in 40 seconds. We all know, folks, you could take a day off work, you drive to the clinic, you sit for 2 or 3 hours to wait to have your ECG done, and then leave, drive home, etc. We can do that now in 40 seconds from the comfort of your own home. Timing couldn't be better. You see, we've got a global expectation from 14 billion up to 34.2 billion. You are in the right place at the right time. We have a fantastic team behind us, as I said, about our management, right from Fabio Galdi all the way down. And obviously the compensation plan is what it's all about, because we all need to make money. And how do we do it? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how we do it, how simple it is. In 33 years in business, I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. It is so simple and yet so lucrative. That's why I said to you earlier, every one of us in this call can be a millionaire inside of 24 months. And for that, I have absolutely no doubt. Just to draw to your attention here on the screen, you will see the amount of awards and recommendations this company has got in the past 5 years. What determines a good company, folks, is simple. You may not realize this, but 98% of network marketing companies fail in the first year. 98.7% fail inside of 2 years. So what you look for is a company that's at least going 5 years with a turnover of over 150 million. This company is going 5 years. Last year, the turnover 157 million. Folks, that was without the Helo. And again, remember what I spoke about earlier, our shares launching at 18 cents. That's now gone up to over $23. Absolutely unheard of. Of the top 150 worldwide earners, 13 of them have come from this company. Okay, in the top DSN 100 companies, and bear in mind, folks, there's over 5,000 multi-level marketing companies out there. We were number 77. We are now down to number 36. We've got a AAA plus rating in America, which is absolutely phenomenal, because you don't get that unless you're the creme de la creme, and we have got that. We're the 4th most visited website on the planet. Imagine, the 4th most visited website on the planet, and our CEO has been voted the #1 CEO in MLM for the last 2 years in a row. I think those speak for themselves, and anybody who's ever wondered, am I in the right place? Am I with the right company? Am I doing the right thing? Should I listen to my friend? Should I get involved? The answer is yes. You are in the right place, and your friend is very kind to have invited you on this call tonight. I'd just like here to briefly draw to your attention, this was one of the advertisements that was run on Fox News over the Christmas. It says, "Tech this out, technology trends to watch for in 2017. Here you have a company that spreads across 187 million countries, and to think that they're actually talking about our product and we're not paying them for it. That says an awful lot. That was Fox 38. And also you will see there's Fox 32 that said health hacks to kickstart your New Year's resolution. Again, a 3-minute video speaking about how powerful what we had and how it was the unit to watch out for, the most advanced for 2017 and beyond. Again, I suppose this did help to help our shares to jump through the price they have, but obviously the product had to deliver. And just to reiterate, there is no way a company, a media company like Fox News would report on our product if they hadn't checked it out for themselves and understand that it is the #1. Of course, the key thing they were talking about is trends and technology. And here we're looking at, folks, is a 5.5 Super AMOLED LCD screen mobile phone. This you have never seen. I can assure you there is nothing on the marketplace like it. It's a 1/4 inch thick. It's got 2 screens. It's got one on the back and one on the front. That's correct. You heard me right. One on the back and one on the front. And it's actually run, the one on the back is run by nanotechnology, which in fact means that you can go 5 or 6 days without having to charge it. The other is your regular screen. It's fingerprint sensoring. So nobody can ever rob your phone, because even if they do, they have no chance of getting into it, because it'll be recognized by your fingerprint. It's the only way you can activate the phone. It's an Android 6.0. It's got an octa-core CPU of 64-bit. It's got 3 GB of RAM, 64 GB of storage. Folks, you would not find this on a computer. This is incredible. It's got a 20 megapixel rear camera and an 8 megapixel front camera. It's rear and front flash. Again, you will hear how you'll be able to get your hands on that this year as it comes out. And it's got a full aluminium body. So you can throw it against the wall if you want to, and it'll hop off and you can still start it. Also, folks, something common that's extremely important. I know when I looked at this first, it said biozen, and it actually reduces electrosmog. Quite frankly, I hadn't an idea. I thought they were talking about something about China or Japan with all the smog out there, or maybe perhaps America. But I started to do my research and I read up on it, obviously, in the World Global Back Office. And I discovered that electrosmog is an invisible electronic, it's a radiation basically that results from the use of both wireless technology and mains electricity. Now, I don't mean to sound ignorant, but I certainly wasn't aware that mains electricity would have an effect on your body chemistry, which it obviously does. We're talking here about cordless phones, baby alarms, cellular phones, mobiles. We're talking masts, towers, transmitters, all sorts of mobile cellular phones and wireless networks, the Wi-Fi that we are on right now and how it's affecting us. And basically it's saying that it's the electrosmog, which is referred to the damage it's doing. It's responsible for conditions known as electrosensitivity, or otherwise referred to as ES. Okay, and the symptoms include headaches, disruptive sleep patterns, chronic fatigue, depression, hypersensitivity, and erratic blood pressure, and skin complaints. I urge you to please make a note of this, www.electrosmogexplained, that's ElectroSmogExplained. And basically this is a doctor who pricks her finger, she checks her blood cells and the circulation of them first thing in the morning before she opens up her computer or makes a phone call. She then checks it, she sees the cells are flowing through her body, they're perfectly fluent, and then she goes onto her phone, she uses the mobile phone, she uses her computer, and after that she makes a couple of calls. As a result of making those calls, she then checks her blood again and it's all stagnated. The blood is all coagulated together and finds it very, very difficult to get through the body. But you can check that out on the actual video, as I've mentioned, electrosmogexplained.com. I said to you earlier, folks, there was going to be an announcement. This was announced at our last corporate event, and it just said the launch of the world's first wearable, non-invasive, continuous blood glucose estimation technology using WRMT's smart wristband, which is our Helo. This is the first time anyone has used a PPG to estimate blood glucose levels and to incorporate the technology into a wearable device to provide convenient, non-invasive blood glucose estimation and the logging of same on a continuous basis. So it will monitor your blood sugars from early in the morning until you go to bed at night. And according to the International Diabetes Federation, 415 million people worldwide, that's 1 in 11 people, have diabetes. And that's consuming 12% of the global health. And there you can see on your screens, you can see where they've actually carried out the test. So we are in beta test, but by the fourth quarter, we will be rolling this out. So how do we get involved? How do we make money? How does everybody make money with this? Well, just so you understand why the company is rolling this out the way they are. They could have went down the same route as they did with the mobile phones, where they set up local offices in every town and every village and every county, and obviously put in local staff and put in managers and advertise in the local papers and radios and spend millions and millions and millions and millions on TV advertising, because that's the protocol, that's the way they have been doing it. But this company says, no, stop. We're not going to do that. We are going to pay you and I and everybody else, okay, to refer this to our friends. We all know, it's proven statistic, referral marketing is 3 times more effective than your ordinary marketing via your television or newspapers or anything else. It's becoming more and more common. People buy from people. And every day of the week, we're recommending something. Folks, let me ask you this. Have you ever recommended a good book? Ever recommended a good restaurant? Sure you have. Have you ever got paid for it? I think I know the answer. So this company says, no, what we want to do is that every customer that purchases a product from us, they will automatically, okay, get a free personal website. If you look at the screen, you can see that when you register for your free website, okay, you then pick your username. In this situation, Sarah used her own name. Why did she use her own name? Because when she's wearing the bracelet and somebody says, what's that? She explains it. Somebody says, how do I get that? She says, go into my website, which is www.sarahworldgn.com. Of course, that person or friend that she recommended to can go into that website, make the purchase, and guess what? Correct. Sarah gets paid, and I'll show you how she gets paid and how much she gets paid in the coming slides. So how does Sarah promote this if she wants to make a little extra money apart from occasionally telling her friends? Well, we're all on social media, and basically all she needs to do is perhaps take a photograph of maybe one of the readings from her vital signs, post that on our social media site together with her link. So she posts up a picture of her blood pressure, or her breath rate, or how many steps she's actually taken, how much calories she's burned during the day. Maybe she wants to brag about how many calories she's burned. Brilliant. And now she says, listen, you too can have this. Just go to my link, and she posts sarahworldgn.com. It's that simple. Just promote it on your social media and promote it to your friends. And that's how you make money with this. And this is how the company is promoting this worldwide. Okay, we now come to the part of how do you make money with this and how do you get involved in this? Well, look, folks, number one, it's free to join. Okay, so you can join for free. And then what we need to do is there's 3 steps to success. The first thing is to pick a pack. Okay, you have 2 choices. One is a partner pack, which they refer to as the selfish pack. Why? Because who wants to buy just 1 unit for themselves, just to monitor themselves, when you have the option, okay, of buying a family pack, which is 4 and you get 1 free. Now, the average family out there today is two children, mum and dad, and of course, mum and dad is a mum and dad. So normally you're looking at family 5 or 6. So of course, the family pack, we find about 95% of people that start in this business, they buy the family pack because it helps them to start their business. But not only that, you see, if you buy 1 unit, it's $320 and you get 1 business center. However, if you buy the family pack, you get 3 business centers, plus you're buying them at $250 each because you're getting the 5th one free. So it makes perfect sense to buy the family pack as opposed to buying the actual partner pack. So that's step 1. So step 1, pick a pack. Step 2, bring 2. So basically all you need to do is to introduce the product to 2 other people. You will see from the screen that you have 450 SV mentioned and you have 100 SV. Well, you're getting paid 10% on the sale of the actual bracelet itself. However, you can now qualify for payments of 20%. And what you need to do to qualify for that 20% is to build 2 teams. You have a team on the left and you have a team on the right. The team on the left is 450 SV, which stands for sales volume. Okay, how do you get that? You simply introduce 1 person who purchased a family pack. Okay, just 1 person who purchased a family pack, that's 450 SV, which stands for sales volume. Do the same on the right-hand side. Again, a family pack. You are now qualified for 20% commission. Once you qualify, you never have to re-qualify. You see underneath that it says 100 SV. Well, if somebody just purchased what they refer to as the selfish pack or the single pack, the single unit, it equates to 100 SV. Okay, just 100 SV. So obviously you need 450 on each side. So if you have 450 on one side and you had 5 people who bought a single pack on the other side, that would make up, obviously it would be 500. So it's greater than your 450. So you're now qualified for 20%. Quick recap. Step 1, pick a pack. Step 2, bring 2. Step 3, help those 2 to bring 2. That's as simple. That's it. You are done. You are now referred to as a team developer. And if you never did anything else in this business, you now can qualify for complete career path recognition, matching bonuses up to 10 generations, millionaire pool, car bonuses, luxury bonuses, millionaire club. Again, simple. 3 simple steps. Pick a pack, bring 2, and help those 2 to bring 2. You're done. Finished. And if everybody just duplicates that, you can be extremely wealthy. I'll take you back to earlier on when I said instead of 24 months from now, every single one of us on this call tonight, potentially, and I don't see why not. If we just do that, make sure that we stick to that plan. pick a pack, bring two, help those two to bring two. That's it, you're done. How difficult can that be? And that can bring you in more money than you will ever spend on this planet. And I mean, it sounds crazy, but that's the reality of it. Now, I'm going to show you exactly the career earnings and how you get them. So the first thing is every single unit. So if you sell a partner pack, which is the single one, you get 10% commission. That's $32. If you sell the executive pack, it's $1,280, should be $132, but guess what? The company says right now we're in beta test. So if you sell the partner pack, we're going to give you $200 for every family pack you sell. That's referred to as the executive pack. Very, very simple. So that's your first level of income. Second level of income is teamwork system. Now, basically here, folks, remember what I said. All you ever need to do is register yourself. Okay, pick a pack. That's you on the bottom. Bring two. To bring two, you need your 450 on your left, 450 on your right. As you can see from the two legs here, you can only build two businesses. I have over 20 people that I personally sponsored into this, brought them in as brand partners. Okay, so it means when I bring the next person up into this business, I have to place them either up here at the top of this leg or up at the top of this leg. Okay, which means, let's say I bring in somebody new tomorrow and I bring in Liam, I place them up here with a family pack. So that's 450 SV. This person will benefit from that. The person underneath that will benefit. Person underneath that will benefit. And what do I mean by that? All the very way back down to myself. Okay, and the reason being, as you see at the bottom, every sale in your entire team is added up, and you will get paid 20% of the lesser leg, with the difference being carried over from the strong leg to the following week. So let's assume, if we count the 450s on your right and the 450s on your left, and let's say you have 2,000 of sales on your left and you have 5,000 on your right. Sorry, this has jumped on me. So you have 2,000 on your left and 2,000 on your right. Okay, so what happens is you get paid 20% of the lesser. So you get paid 20% of the 5,000, okay, and the remainder of the leg. So if you have 5,000 on one side, you have 10,000 say on the other side, then you 5,000 you'll be paid on. That 5,000 is taken away from the 10,000 on the strong leg, okay, which leaves 5,000. That carries over to the following week, but you'll be paid 20% of the 5,000 on your left on the weaker leg, or whatever the amount on that leg is. So just to be very clear, 20% of the lesser leg, and that's taken away from the strong leg, and it carries over to the following week. So you already have sales going into the following week before you even start. So that's income two. Income three is referred to as check match. So every single person that you introduce to this business and becomes a brand partner, every check they get, you get 10%. So if you were to introduce me to the link, and remember folks, the small little video, it's a 2-minute video. All you do is send to your friend, say, have you seen this yet? Copy the link and show it to them. That's all you need to do to get people involved in this business. But let's say you sent that to me. I went out and I built a massive business. I brought people in from all over the world. I built up my business, and I'm getting a check of 100 grand every month. Guess what? If you were the person who introduced me to this business, you therefore would get a check for $10,000 from my efforts. Okay? It's called a check match. You get 10%. It's phenomenal. You see there on the screen, if it's 500, you get 50, 1,000, 100. If it's 2.5 grand, you get 250. 7,000, you get 700. That's your income three. The last one here, folks, is the loyalty partner. This is absolutely phenomenal. In all of my years in this business, I have never seen such an opportunity to earn such an incredible income with this. Basically, what we do is we pay $59 a month, okay, and the company gives us back $75. Well, I'll say this again. We pay $59 and the company gives us back $79. Now, or $75. Why do I have it listed as points? Because for obvious reasons, they cannot say we're giving you back for the FTC for that particular matter. It doesn't sound right. But they are actually giving you back 75 points in return, and each point is equal to $1. So therefore, effectively, they are giving you back $75, which then can be used, as you will see, the phone that I spoke about earlier. Okay, you'll get a free one of those. You'll get a free Helo. As you can see, if you look at the Helo, you'll notice it has a watch on it. This is the one that we're actually showcasing at the CES in Vegas in March. That's the computer electronics show. It's held every 5 years, and we are very, very fortunate to be showcasing our new Helo LX, which stands for luxurious, at that particular convention, which will be viewed by millions all around the world. Can you imagine what's going to happen to our shares after that? Wow. Anyway, you're going to get one of these free of charge. You're also going to get our Infolio phone free of charge with the double screens. You're also going to get an insurance policy that allows you to have your Helo replaced 3 times if need be. For whatever reason, you lose it, or you spill water on it, or you drive over it, whatever it may be. But here is the amazing thing, folks. You earn, excuse me, 1% of total team volume commission. It goes in here into the piggy bank, okay? And at Christmas time next year, you crack open that piggy bank, and whatever is in it, you keep it personally. So this isn't you doing a savings plan. This is your entire team is helping you to save money, and next Christmas, when you break it open, it's all yours. So effectively, it's 1% of your total, everybody in your team. So it's your team volume commissions, 1% goes into your piggy bank, and you can keep that when you break it open next year. So effectively, 59 times 12 over the course of the year, you've paid in $708. You've received value back to $1,427. I'm not talking about the 1%. It could be worth 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, who knows. As well as that, each single month, you get 20% of the 59, which equates to around $6. It goes back into your binary, and you get a 6% fast start. Folks, speak to the person that brought you onto this call if you want to explain it more to you, but it's very, very simple. I encourage each and every person, absolutely 100%, not to miss out this loyalty membership. It is the most lucrative I have ever seen in all of my years in this line of business. It's phenomenal. So folks, I did mention to you in relation to the ranks and the matching. Well, there you go. I'm not going to dwell too much on it, but the higher up you go in the ranks, the deeper down your payments goes of matching bonus, which eventually will go down 10 levels. It's frightening money. I don't show it because I believe people have to walk before they crawl. So folks, what we have here is we have a very simple, lucrative business. We have no joining fee. There's 0 chargebacks. We have no requalifications. We're already open in over 200 countries, not 195 at this moment in time, and no monthly shipping charges, which is phenomenal. Folks, I have to go out on a very, very high note to tell you that Fabio Galdi has made it clear, has reported this, it's there, it's in the media, that all of the data that he is collecting, he eventually, we're talking 6 to 12 months time from now, will make it available to the science world. There is nobody or nothing on the planet that can actually monitor what we have in real time right now. He can hand this data over to the science world, who can then can have a look at our body chemistry to see how it functions. They will be able to protect the movements of the body, whether you're talking about blood pressure, breath rate, or any of the other features that the Helo apps does. So we give this over to medical science so they can have a look at it. It's his goal. These are his words, not mine. Eventually, he wants to be the one that will prevent cancer and all other major ailments like this. And of course, he's in the right position to do that, because he is the one that's gathering all of this live data in real time, which he can pass on.